Hello beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane and I'm going to be doing your weekly reading. So we're going to look at the cards that are coming in for you this week. I felt a definite feminine vibe in the healings this morning of acceptance, so I'm using more softer feminine sort decks. Now, if you are a masculine watching, it doesn't mean that I'm not reading for you. Both men and women have feminine energy going through them, as women have masculine energy. So this week I want you to focus on the softer side of who you are, and that's all that means. So I'm going to pull out 3 cards. You have the Wheel of Fortune, but the first one was, of course, the Queen of Swords. And another queen comes out, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So they want you to focus on the softer side of your mind and the softer side of your nurturing nature. So I like the Queen of Pentacles. I always feel that she has a close affinity to the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Cups, because there's a nurturing quality, an embracing quality, a beautiful softness that comes in. And we got it this morning as well in the Tarot of Oneness deck, which I'm going to be using this week. This beautiful queen with the bunny. It just felt really close to that kind of energy. So the cycle is shifting into a softer side. And I already saw that, already felt that this morning. So I decided to just carry on with that vibe. And we're going to be pulling cards for the week. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you're enjoying the new format. Of course, we are basically just, this is the only day where you will have 2 readings separate, because now the readings are in the format of only 1. Yeah, only 1 a day, but it is 40 minutes or more. And I have separated them in part 1 and part 2 for those of you who enjoyed watching them at different times, so you can watch it later or earlier. It's all up to you, okay? So what kind of energy are we looking at this week? I'm going to pull the first 2 cards. And this new deck is called Divine Beloved Oracle. So, of course. Alright, so I'm not going to take all of them. I'm going to put them back and I'm going to do it again because I don't want more than at least 1 or 2 cards. There's like 5 or 6 here, so I'm going to reshuffle them. I feel the messages do want to come out. They do want to come out and come in for you. So maybe it's time to slow down. Now, in the holy space between, allow me, Divine Beloved, to rest in that body space between what is and what will be. Let me fully embrace, relax, and bless the now. I feel a very soft, a very pink and feminine energy coming in with this one. Let's see what the card associated with it will bring in as well. So when we feel stress, most of the time is maybe stuff we haven't done in the past or things that we're worrying about in the future. So I do feel that they're telling you to worry about right now. Do what you can with what you have right at the moment. I think that's good advice, Pisces. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is a card of, it's a card of good news. It's a card of, the pages have a lot to do with communication. It's solid beginnings. It's setting goals. It's being practical. It's being a student, conscientious. And I think conscientious is what's coming in more than anything else at this point for me. be conscientious of your thoughts and what they're doing to you, how they're driving you, and where they're driving you. Okay? So that's what we're going to be looking at. And these are the two cards that came in. I love this apprentice because he's holding that beautiful pentacle. And we've seen it a lot in the deck that I've been using a lot with the Transit Tarot, where you see that seed and then the beautiful plant that's growing from it. It's really good growth, okay? It's the good stuff. It's when you're feeling, it's past the point of the stem sticking out of the ground, and you're starting to really see a growth of abundance. So it's starting to feel like success. So I like that. I like that. Okay, so what are we going to be looking at? The foundation, or even just what I would call like the base chakra. What's kind of driving you down there in the energy? I feel like that's a driving force. That's like the base, the sacral, and the solar plexus. Okay. All right, desires, which makes sense because especially with the sacral and the power, and the base, it's all about desires. Okay, and it says, I offer all longings to you. And it says, change me, divine beloved, into one who offers all longings to you. Let me feel whole, knowing all true needs will be handled. You are my source for all. So I love this. I love this. And you do have, actually, the feminine and the masculine being represented here. And, of course, that beautiful pink. So it's coming to understand that it's also putting in, as I said, it's just because you are somebody who is masculine, that it doesn't mean you don't have a beautiful divine feminine. But you know what? I feel like I have less and less. I have to say that less and less, especially to my gentlemen who are here. Okay? Because I know you guys know you have a feminine. I don't need to explain this. So this would be for the new people. Okay. So you have the Two of Swords. And that is fine, because I feel that is what we're here for. That's what we're going to be looking at, the foundation of you, okay? Because it says, change me. I offer all my longings to you. That's what I was talking about, living in the future, right? So your desires are things that you long for, things that you feel that you lack, that you're striving for. So I feel that longings is a scarcity thinking. You long to have something, meaning you don't have it. And I feel this is this Two of Swords. They're going to detangle you out of that mindset. And they're going to ask you to look into what you already have. We were looking at that this morning. Please go see the healings if you haven't. It was so soft and beautiful and kind. You just have to click on the little round channel icon and it'll send you to my homepage. It's a reading right before this one. It is so nice in the way it comes in. It talks about anxiety. I talk about the fact that I had some anxiety last night, and of course Spirit always works those things in at the same time that I'm about to do reading. So no surprise there ever, Pisces. Okay, so here we're looking at the past. I like to look past the future. We're going to look at the past as it could be your recent past. It could be your long time past. It'll resonate with you no matter what. These cards are so... Attachment. I release all attachments. Change me, divine beloved, into one who trusts that the perfect relationship always arrives on time. Let me feel worthy and deserving of love. Right. So again, I feel like maybe in the past, Pisces, that hasn't always been the case. And I'm for sure, you come in here and you don't always know the right thing to do. It's about learning, right? So you end up in relationships, friendships. It's not just romantic relationships. even family relationships where you are nurturing something that is poisonous, that is toxic to you. And you live and learn, right? You move on. So, at one point it's important to get rid of those attachments, because attachments to the past are sometimes remind you, your mistakes to the past in these types of relationship remind you that you failed, right? Again, don't forget the point of this week. It's to be in the now, not in what if, could have, should have, what if, maybe, possibly if it happens. Okay, Ace of Wands. Love that this card in this deck came out, because it's actually a fire, and I always see it as burning away the cobwebs of your mind, and I like that. It's releasing it, right? It's finally going, I'm going to burn that all away, and I'm going to leave room to move forward. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Okay. So, the crown chakra. It's not just a crown. It's not just a crown chakra. It's like what's above you. I would go from heart, throat, crown, and third eye. And I always say crown before third eye. You know, I know they're not the same, Pisces, but sometimes I think for Pisces they are. I think they go hand in hand. I think your ability to see spiritually and your connection to spirit are kind of like on the same wavelength. Tell me if that's how you feel. That, to me, that's how I feel. I feel like those chakras should be like, there's a bridge between them. I know there's a bridge between all chakras, but a real one. One that you can like interchange. Let me know. All right, so we're going to look at the higher. And I always call this the spiritual message as well, because spiritually, if we pass messages like I do now, I do it through the throat chakra, and I also speak with the love chakra, the heart chakra, which is important. These cards are so great. Okay? Available. I am open. Change me, divine beloved, into one who can offer you even the most baffling problems, knowing you'll carry me to the right solutions at the right time if I am utterly open, receptive, and available. And I like the way that they capitalize Yule, like putting spirit, you know, when they say, when they talk about God or anything or source, you is with a capital Y. Knowing you'll carry me to the right solution at the time. This is great. Okay, so available. I'm putting that up here. This is your spiritual yes. Now I'm going to wish for a card. That's not the one I was that's not the one I was wishing for. I was actually wishing for the Hierophant, because I thought it would have been fantastic, but it's fine. The Nine of Wands just explains to me that spiritually, right now, because it's the work we have to do this week, okay? Now is the time of persevering towards that, of working towards the upper chakras, the love chakra, the throat chakra, speaking spiritually, of hearing spiritually, of seeing spiritually through the third eye, and the crown chakra, receiving. You see it even, you know, I can't make this up. Look at the top of her head. She's actually got it on the top of her head and ready to receive. I am open. So the Nine of Wands is perfect. Don't be guarded. Don't be the centaur. Don't be there in defense going, you know, I'm not letting you in because I've been hurt before. It's time to open. It's time to open up. Open up this week. Open. All right, so the outcome or the future is what I'm going to look for. Outcome, future. How's it going to turn out for you, Pisces? I don't want to cover up the now, because I like the way that the now gets covered up. Like, we forget that we need to be in the right now. We do, we forget. It's easy to forget, though. It's easy to forget. Challenge. I embrace all tests. Nice. Okay. So here it says, allow me to flow with what cannot change. Let me embrace all tests and release any fears of loss, knowing that all can be replenished with ease by divine will. There you go. Lovely. So we had the challenge card here, and you have the challenge card there. So it's, possibly, I know we'd love to live in a fairy tale where all the problems disappear, and then we're all good. We're all good, we don't have to do anything again. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at, because I've lived that. I've wanted to live that lie probably all my life. So do many people. Like movies, right? You come in, there's a challenge, you surmount it, you come back the other end. You are a victor, game over, end of story. No, not end of story. That's the thing. There's a continuation of story, and there's so much more, and sometimes harder things, because surviving the battle is just one thing, but then to thrive after is, I think, the true blessing, okay? So, let's see what the other card is that we're going to be looking at as the outcome. The Four of Pentacles, right? So, it's letting go. It is letting go of that control, right? Letting the challenges flow in when they do, and doing the best that you can, okay? Doing readings all the time is to remind you as well, Pisces, that we have short memory spans. We forget how to do things from one moment to the next. I certainly feel that way at this part of my life, where I need to be reminded. I need to be reminded that I'm, trotting on the wrong path, feeling crappy. But I need to be reminded that that's okay too. That challenges are here to keep you feeling alive and well. Okay? If you had no life, no life of any kind of challenges, now how freaking boring would that be? You might as well close the book and say end of story. Because imagine that. Imagine if Cinderella or Snow White or any of those fairy tales, after you continued the book, it would be day in, day out. Just, birds and happiness and singing, and the prince is perfect, and there's never any tension or anything to challenge your life. How long do you think you'd be reading that book before you go, okay, that's enough? Well, of course. That's why we go on to the next book, the next challenge. We want to hear about people overcoming things and living happily ever after. It's something we strive for. And you can say it's the wrong thing to teach, maybe, but why do we love it so? Because somewhere deep within us, we want the capacity to learn and overcome and meet with challenges. It doesn't have to be the end-all and be-all. Sometimes it's just challenging yourself to do the next thing, to get excited about the new thing. But it's always great to look for those things. Don't live in the past afraid to move forward, and don't live so far in the future that you discourage yourself in the present. And I think that is what this reading is. It's about letting it in, letting it all in, and stop treating everything as either a great big challenge that can't be overcome and causing yourself all kind of anxieties. It's being grateful for everything that you have. It's living in the right now and doing the transformations that you can at the moment, and to keep learning, to keep moving forward. That's the thing, okay? So you offer up, you release the attachments, you offer all the longings that you have, so that scarcity thinking. Open yourself up to the now, and embrace the challenges that come in. Absolutely. Absolutely. In all of this, Pisces, I didn't do the block. I've just realized I completely missed the block in here. The card that goes across. So let's do that now. Isn't that wonderful? Why did I do that? Because we're not focusing on the negative this week. I'm still going to pull it because it just told me, they went, you didn't do the blockchain. Didn't do the blockchain. I did not do the block. I was going, there's something missing. I could hear something missing. My ear is ringing. All right, you can stop ringing it now. I remembered. What is your block? Competition. Change me, divine beloved, into one who can trust that you alone are the source for all. Free me from the illusion of scarcity and competition. Let me trust that all needs are always richly met. I am yours alone. Well, you know, maybe it wasn't needed, the card, but we're going to look at it anyway. I already talked about this, didn't I? Spirit, you are fantastic. Yeah, the competition here, Pisces, is usually with yourself, or what you expect, or what you've seen. Look at that. Okay, so you must get away from the crisis. Both these cards came out, of course. The Tower. You gotta get away from that chaotic way of thinking. Get away from it. Move your butt out of the storm, okay? As fast as you can, actually. As fast as you can. It's time to move out of that kind of thinking so that you can help yourself, Pisces. I'm going to put this right here like that. Yep. Everything in life happens for a reason, even storms. Okay? Even storms. You have to look at these challenges as that, and a way to move yourself out of this type of energy, Pisces. Yeah. So that's it. That's the reading for what's coming up this week. So remember, one reading a day every day, and I split them up for you. It's either in the description box, or you can just pull up on the video and you'll see reading 1, reading part 1, reading part 2, and they're still all free for you. And it's just that they're just once a day now, but you're getting the same thing you did before. Thank you so much for everybody who's here. Please subscribe if this interests you and you want to get these readings this week and have them available to you, and hit that notification bell to all. And I thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Love, light, and blessings, Pisces. I will see you later. Bye for now.